provide some quality entertainment for Cristina DeLuca's graduation party. Congratulations, by the way. Graduation, boy. That's something you and just about everyone you'll ever meet will have done at least once in their life. Not to downplay it. Now, high school is serious. If they put you through high school when you're in your 60s, then it's easy, provided there's no gym class. Yeah, I would like to give you a few pointers about what it's like in college. First of all, one of the things you'll notice is laundry is different. One of the things that'll hit you right away is your mom no longer does it for you. Another thing I notice when I do laundry, I don't go to the basement with a bucket of change when I do laundry at home. But at college, they charge you quarters. You're paying thousands of dollars to go there, but they're charging you quarters. They couldn't give us that one? Why do they do that? What is that, like a disincentive? Do they think if they didn't charge us quarters for laundry, we'd do it all day? What are you doing Friday night? Laundry party, woo! You going to class later on? Hell no, laundry, woo! Why didn't you do your term paper? Sorry, Professor, I was doing laundry. Woo! Another thing you'll notice about college is that the dating pool has suddenly quintupled, which in my case just meant there were 5 times as many women who weren't going to go out with me. And he's like this guy lives in New York City, he's this entrepreneur, he owns a web company, he's better looking, more successful, has more money. I was intimidated, alright? I admit it, I was intimidated. You know, because he's like reshaping the face of the internet and I'm doing this. And you've seen it for 5 minutes now. This guy decides to actually fly to Pittsburgh from New York. He calls this girl from the cell phone in his rental car. This is not fair. I did not get a fair shake in this situation. Because I can't do that. I can't fly to Pittsburgh from New York. The biggest gesture I can make is taking the stairs instead of the elevator. What am I supposed to do? Fly to New York and back again? What's the point? I've adopted a new philosophy. I call it date 'em, fuck 'em, dump 'em. And I can't wait to try it out. In anticipation, bought a pack of condoms, totally excited, ripped out one of them, looked at the package, and I was like, huh, expires 2010. I'll just throw this away now. That's really rude. I absolutely love cereal. I have it every morning for breakfast. Do you guys still eat cereal? Clap? Something? Yeah, good. I love all kinds of cereal except for one, Captain Crunch. And the reason is simple. Captain Crunch's eyebrows are on his hat. That's impossible. Your eyebrows cannot be on your hat. What are so important about his eyebrows that they couldn't just let us assume that they're under the hat? No, they have to put them out there. They're like floating in midair. It's scary. I've never tried the cereal for this reason. It might be wonderful. Do you guys like it? Alright, we like other cereals here. You remember those commercials, the old school Captain Crunch commercials? He was always battling those white puffy guys, the soggies, trying to make cereals safe for democracy or something, right? Well, as a kid, I always rooted for the soggies, even though they were a cartoon character that was essentially cereal soaked with milk. But a man with eyebrows on his hat, eyebrows that move, it's wrong and I'm putting my foot down. I think we all rooted for the underdogs when we were kids though, like the Trix rabbit. Trix is for kids. You don't go to the grocery store and like try to buy Trix and the cashier, who would have to be 9, is like, you gotta be a kid to buy those. You got ID? ID, yeah, I guess so. You got a driver's license? Well, yeah. Then you're too old. Give me those. You can't buy that. Trix is for kids. Trix does have a point. Cereal is definitely a kid's breakfast, right? Because what is it? It's candy in the morning. But Cookie Crisp. The cookie is the quintessential thing not to give your kid. Mom, can I have a cookie? No, it'll spoil your appetite. Mom, can I have cookies for breakfast? Sure, here's a box of them. What? And then they got like cereal based on candy, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. What's next? M&M cereal? Not even different from the candy, just a box of them that you pour in a bowl and eat with milk? At my college, they don't have any doors on the bathroom stalls. This is because the Gay and Lesbian Alliance decided to stage a little orgy in the bathroom during the day. And the college decided to solve the problem by just ripping all the doors off. But the way they're situated, it's like a row of stalls, and a row of stalls, they're facing each other. So you're sitting down, you're doing your thing, you got your buddy across the way like, what's going on over there? How you doing? Plop, plop. That sounded like a big one. Was that a big one? Can we get the kid out of here? I absolutely never take a crap in a public bathroom. I would never do that. But I will urinate in a public bathroom because we have the urinal. Of course, there's always that little thing in the bottom of the urinal. It's one of two things. It's either a urinal cake, which is a little deodorant ball encased in plastic. It's a plastic net, so when you urinate on it, it releases that lovely lemon pea smell. And then there's the urinal trap. It's like this flat red rubber thing with these holes in it, which can only be a trap. So I guess it's like to catch anything that might accidentally fall in the urinal. Like, is anything on this earth I would pick out of a public urinal? My God. The Hope Diamond, my son's baby pictures, my son, I don't care. It's all staying in there. Dang! Daddy, get me out of the bathroom. No, I'm gonna get the janitor. He'll be your new daddy. I don't want to touch you anymore. Sorry. And then, like, what are you gonna drop in the urinal anyway? Why do you need this trap? What are you gonna have in your hand while you're doing that? What, are you gonna drop your ring in the urinal? What kind of vigorous motion is your hand undergoing if you drop your ring in the urinal? The other thing, and by far the worst thing I've ever seen, is what it says on it. It says, say no to drugs, right on there, which is good. We should say no to drugs. We should definitely do that. But whoever put that there did not think too far ahead, because once you're done reading it, you piss on it. How are you supposed to respect it now? That's like putting the only safe sex is no sex on toilet paper. That's pretty good advice. Let me wipe my ass with that. Sitting around one day playing Trivial Pursuit, bored out of our minds. And one of the questions that came up was, what happened for the very first time ever at the corner of this street and this street in Cleveland in the 1920s? It was the first traffic light, the very first one, which is interesting, I found, because there had to be a first traffic light. And it was in the 1920s, right when people were starting to drive around a lot, probably smacking into each other a good bit. They looked at the situation, they said, yeah, we need a traffic light. These steam-powered stop signs aren't cutting it, we gotta go electric. So they put up this traffic light. But you know, there had to be people who didn't listen to the news on the radio that night or read the paper that morning. They're driving to work, they don't know what this thing is. They're in their cars, they're like, what the hell is that? What is that thing? It's a red light. The red light of my stove means it's working, I guess I can go. Dead. It's like a 40-car pileup under the first traffic light. There had to be. Kind of makes you wonder why we have so many today. Actually, the way I like to think about it, there was one guy who did know about the traffic light, one guy in particular, but he's late for work. It's 8:58, and he's tear-assing down the road in his Model T. He's doing 20. You know, and he finally gets there, and, you know, his boss is like, Johnson, why are you late? Sorry, sir, I got stuck at the light. The what? The traffic light, sir, is the very first one. I'm sure you heard about it. Listen, Johnson, I don't think this is working out anymore. No, sir, you gotta believe me. It was green and red and yellow and flashing and hanging from the cables and in the sky. Wait a minute, Johnson, wait a minute. I like it. I like it, Johnson. I got an idea. We're gonna call it disco. Have it ready on my desk in 40 years.